Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome on into my beauty stash. I have a major Sephora haul to share with you guys today. I placed 2 orders and I got some things that I have been wanting, things that were on my list. I even got something sent to me in PR. So we're going to try all this hyped up makeup and we're going to see if it's going to work on my 43-year-old normal to oily skin. But quick shout out to Josie Marin for sending me the Cali collection. Not only are we hopefully gonna look good today, but we're also going to smell good today. So those are perfume bottles and then coordinating creams at the bottom, her body butter, which I have been using body butter for like 15 years. So excited for it. I think the fragrance I'm going to go in with, because I was kind of playing with them over the weekend, is Vanilla Breeze. And then I also picked one of these up in a travel size with a little travel cream as well. Real cute little package. So that's what I'll be taking with me when I go off to St. Martin in a couple weeks. But yes, this is what we're doing today. Let me take this one out. They are very nice scents in here. Some are sweet. I would say the first 2 are sweet and the other 2 are citrus. And then you have more of like a musky sandalwood type of scent. So love it. Thank you so much, Josie Marin. And let's get started with today's testing new makeup. Get ready with me. Wear test this for 10 hours. Let's get the day started together. I apologize if you hear crunching in the background. You know who is down here next to the trash can chewing on plastic. I want to go in with this first, just so we can start this makeup routine smelling good. This is a plastic bottle. Josie Marin has undergone a brand change, a packaging change and everything, and so they've become really more eco-friendly. And then you have the spray nozzle on it. See, it smells like vanilla bean candy, vanilla bean ice cream. I love it. It's a scent that you cannot go wrong with. And then you have the travel size of the coordinating body butter. Now this packaging, you can use it like this, or you can squeeze it into one of her smaller containers. I think I'm just gonna take it like this though, because my smaller container has some more product in it, but this is newer and I want to take the set with me on vacation. So thank you again, Josie Marin and your PR team, for sending this. I also want to point out that I did pick up this peach skin from Floor. This one, I had it on yesterday. You definitely get the notes of citrus, but you also, it's a very, I feel like there's some masculinity in this one. So this could go either way. I think it's for all, but it does have just the slightest bit of that peach citrus. And then I think the other notes, the more masculine notes, I feel like they take over. That is just my opinion. I had it on all day yesterday and that's my take on it. Let's get kind of a little disorganized. Well, some of you are going to be very excited for today's video because voila, Merit. I picked up the Uniform Tinted Mineral Sunscreen SPF 45. I already have my SPF on, but through my regular moisturizer. The moisturizer is from L'Oreal. So we're going to have double the double the SPF, which is good. But what was I looking for? Oh, my primer. So I don't know why this says it's new at Sephora. This is the Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer from One Size. I have the larger size, but maybe just the little one's new, but I could have sworn I saw it new on the larger size as well. Explain it to me. I'm not sure. I didn't have time to go do a deep dive, but this is the travel size, which is actually perfect because I will take that one with me on vacation, since I actually don't wear a lot of makeup when I go to on vacation, especially if I'm going to a beach, which I am. So my mentality is, why am I going to put makeup on at the beach if it's literally going to come off? It's going to come off every time I get splashed in the face with water. If I want to put my head under the pool, you know, like I'm just, I don't want to mess with it. So this is where a good tinted sunscreen would come into play. But this has always been one of my favorite primers. I'm not sure if they reformulated it or what, but yeah, One Size has been busting out some really nice products, and I've liked the majority of things that I have picked up from this brand. Okay, so I'm going to give this Merit tinted sunscreen a bit of a shake. Sister's rolling some stuff around. She's all excited. I really like the packaging on this, the sleek silver at the top, nice tube where you can see the color. Up here, I went with shade 28. Linen is usually the shade that I wear in the stick foundation, which I just wore that the other day. But here's the shade that we're working with. And the only reason I didn't get linen is because I think it was sold out. I did like same day delivery, and I believe it was sold out at my local Ulta. So, I mean, my local Sephora. So that's why I went with this one. And go in with my BK Beauty A101 travel brush, and we'll start applying. You know, it's different for me with every tinted sunscreen or even tinted moisturizer for that matter of fact, because I have the one from Dermatology, I have the one from Fenty. Both are tinted, both are tinted moisturizers, but I leave those two in my bathroom, and I apply them with my fingers, and that'll be my foundation for the day. And I'll just come over here, add some concealer, add a little setting powder, brows, mascara, and then I might be out the door just like that, you know? And sometimes for work, if it's on a Friday and I know we don't have too much going on, then that's what I'm gonna do, you know? And so I think I've done a makeup routine like that before. I want to say I have, and it was really recent where it's like my everyday makeup routine. And there's just some days that I don't need to do a full look. I'm not going to be on camera. I'm not going to be in meetings. I'm just going to be in my office doing paperwork or, you know, inner office meetings and stuff. So I don't need to have that super full coverage, everything must be covered moment. Um, and besides, that's faster and it lets me sleep in a little bit longer. Okay, so this is going on really well. I would be curious, bless you, sister. I would be curious to see how this would go if I was just to apply it with my fingertips, treat it like the Fenty and Dermatology one. But the shade is pretty spot on for me. Like really spot on. I am gonna go in now. I still have some on my hand, but I'm gonna save this. This said new at Sephora. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer, but I know I've tried this in the past. I got shade 1N. So I don't know if it's a reformulation or I know this is not a new shade. I don't know. It said new over there. Explain in case you likely know more than I do. But I have a feeling they just reformulated it, and that's why it's new, which I didn't like the other formula, so let's hope that this one is going to work out a lot better. Let me get my little BK Beauty A506. Start blending that out. Now you see, I did put a lot of concealer, and I put a lot of concealer because I have such a lightweight foundation, not even a foundation, a tinted sunscreen underneath. You don't need to use this much, but this is just how I like to do it. And I feel like doing it this way, my makeup also lasts longer. Okay, I think we have beautiful coverage, such an even complexion this morning. Oh my goodness. I think that's looking really good. The one thing I was going to do, because I have my damp beauty sponge here, I'm just going to take a little bit of what I have and I'm just going to bounce it over just to make sure Everything is pressed in and seamless, just taking a little bit of the product so I'm not messing with what's underneath and just doing this little bit. All right, so we have a new setting spray and it's from One Size and it's called Powder Melt. It says glass setting spray, shake well before use, spray in a circular motion 10 to 12 inches away. It says powder melt though. You guys know that I like to do my setting sprays before I go in with powder, but this is what the instructions say. So I guess let me continue on with my powder. I don't want to set this over my blush or bronzer, but I will do it over my setting powder and let's see how that works. So I bought the Baby Bake from Huda Beauty. I got a shade I didn't have. So I have the Cherry Blossom shade. I think I have the Sugar Cookie shade. And now I have the Pound Cake shade, which is just the like my skin tone shade. And it's so cute. Comes like this. This one might be the one I take with me on vacation. Let's see how it performs though, and let me get this open. Okay, so I'm gonna use a slightly larger sponge. This is my triangle sponge, and I'm just picking some up that I put in the cap. I'm gonna warm it up on the back of my hand. Make sure there's no creases under here, and then I'm gonna just apply to the under eye area and to the T-zone. Yeah, that Estee Lauder concealer was definitely full coverage. Let's see how it interacts with this little Baby Bake powder. I think the name is adorable. I'm really shiny through my T-zone, so I always make sure I get my nose really powdered up. And right here in my forehead. Okay, I think the powder, everything is just coming together so nicely. Flawlessly. All right, so let me put the little puff back. So adorable. Now, we're gonna melt the powder. Let me give this a good shake. Let's do a test spritz. Okay, super fine. Cross your fingers. It doesn't smell like anything. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the ColourPop setting spray, but it doesn't smell like anything. Okay, I have to let that dry before I go in with the rest of my products. But again, normally I do my powder product. I do my cream products, and then once I'm done, I do my setting spray, press everything in. Then I lay down my setting powder, and then I go in with bronzer, blush, highlighter. If I forget to put the setting spray, then I'll go in with the One Size setting spray at the very end because this is not a wet formula. It's kind of like a dry type of setting spray, and so I don't feel like this messes with the makeup. I feel like if you're putting something wet on top of something that's already dry, you're gonna kind of maybe be at risk for messing it up. Those are just my thoughts, and this is what has been working for me lately. Okay, so next, I forgot, we have a cream bronzer, but the good thing is I didn't take the powder all the way up to the forehead. This is from Makeup by Mario. I have the shade Light Medium. This is his Soft Sculpt Blurring Bronzer. I'm gonna use my Smashbox Cream Cheek brush to start applying this. Ooh, this feels kind of like a cream to powder. It is a powder. What am I saying? It is a powder. Yeah, powder bronzer on the top. Put that brush away. Let me go over here with my BK Beauty one. I don't know why for the life of me I thought this was a cream bronzer. And then I started remembering, wait a minute, didn't he just release a cream bronzer not too long ago? I have it. So that's why I was a little confused, but yay, I prefer a powder over a cream when it comes to bronzer. But again, I like all types of bronzers. I like playing with bronzers. I like seeing how the warmth comes to be and, playing around with placement and things like that. So, yay. Okay. I'm glad I'm glad I read the back. All this time I had it here, I was thinking, oh, it's a cream, it's a cream. Now, I don't really take the bronzer down much anymore on the sides of my cheeks, but I think today I might just a little bit, just like right up here in this area. I like my blush to pop, and that's why I don't do this step very often. But sometimes it's good. Sometimes you can just get away with bronzer. You don't even need to use blush. Myself a little color down here. Sometimes I'll notice in pictures that I look just bronzed at the top and I don't look bronzed at the bottom. So I've been trying to do this step a little more often. Make sure that you blend it down the neck. Okay, yay, I like it. It has a little bit of red in it, which I know some of you can really appreciate. I'm interested to see the new ABH bronzers, how those are going to work out. And yeah, I'm super poor right now because I just ordered those new Charlotte Tilbury Glow Blush sticks. Yeah, they were pretty expensive and they better work, or rest assured they're going back if they don't work, because I spent a lot of money on those blushes, and as soon as they come in, I'm gonna wear test it for you guys, so fingers crossed that everything works out. Plus, I'm just on this blush kick. I have been since last year. This is the blush that I got today. This is one of the new shades in the Dior Glowy or Backstage Glowy blush. This one is the shade Berry. Really pretty packaging. Let's put her on and let's see what she's gonna do. Where is my brush? Get a little bit on a BK 112. There we go with the pigment. Notice I'm keeping my blush up here, kind of like almost under the eye area. I've really liked the way this looks, and you see I'm bringing it up towards the temple. I'm not really bringing it across over the nose. I feel like that's a good look if you're gonna draw on your little faux freckles, which I think are adorable. They're just not for me. And then just blend. I think it looks good. That is a lot of pigment. You don't need to really dip back in. Maybe I just dipped in too aggressively. But these blushes are known for being a little more sheer, but this one packs a punch. And there was another one I wanted, and it was out of stock, so I went with this one. I wanted it to be more along the lines of like a berry toned. And this is what we got. I think it looks good. Definitely a bold blush. You guys know I love a bold blush. I'm going over with my CoverGirl pressed powder now, just to kind of diffuse it a little bit. So, you guys are gonna hate me for what I'm about to tell you. Actually, we can do this next step together. I have a palette that I'm gonna be filming with that I'm not gonna record, at least for this video, the tutorial on it, because this is a large indie brand collection that is coming out, and I need to make sure that I film my looks with these palettes. And that's about all I'm gonna say, because when it launches, I will be on vacation. And so I wanna have my content ready. So we're gonna apply this new lippy together. I'm gonna show you the new mascara I picked up. I'm gonna go off camera, do my brows, do my eye look that I am filming for another video that, trust me, you will see soon. But then I'll come on and I'll share with you guys my final look, and we'll wear test these products for the next 10 hours. So let's start with this new lippy from Tarte. This is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Tint, and this is the shade Lolly. There was another shade I wanted, it has the little puffer. It was another shade I wanted and it was sold out. It was more berry something, and I thought it would be cute with a blush, like we do a berry tone look. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using today has some purple tones in it. So again, thought that it would be perfect. And here comes the product. That feels good. The applicator feels super comfortable. And I think the shade is the perfect complement to the blush. I like it. What do you guys think? I think it's really pretty, cute. And they only had about 4 shades. I think 2 of them were sold out. This is one of the ones in stock at my local Ulta, and I did same day delivery. The mascara I picked up is this one right here, Ribbon Wrapped Lash Mascara. It says it's going to be, it's from Too Faced, Extreme Length and Lift, no smudging, clumping, or flaking, 24-hour wear. I hope none of you have to wear this for 24 hours, but in certain circumstances, I understand. This is what the product looks like. Let's take it out. Oh, okay. All right. And that is what the wand looks like. It has that little kind of roundish tip on the applicator. So I'm going to go take care of the eyes off camera. And when I come back, I'll give you some initial thoughts, first impressions over the products that I just tested out. And then we'll do the wear test today. So be right back. All right, guys. So here is the completed makeup look. Everything is on this face that I purchased, that I hauled from Sephora. I do have one other thing that I want to share with you really quick. And I picked this up. This is the One Size sunscreen. It's a mattifying sunscreen, SPF 28. I'm going to reserve this for another video just because we are testing out this new tinted sunscreen from Merit. And I want to give it, you know, a good shot. Sometimes SPF spray, SPF setting sprays, they might affect the wear of the makeup. They might make you a little more oily than normally you would be, or vice versa. They could make you feel a little bit more dry. This one happens to be mattifying, so I think that sounds promising, but I'll test that out probably tomorrow. I think tomorrow I should be able to test that out for you guys, but this is the makeup look. This is a mascara with 2 coats. I don't know. I like the mascara. I think it's just my lashes. I stopped using Revitalash a few months ago, and so I think I'm feeling the difference. I'm seeing the difference from it. So I might add some lashes to this, but I wanted you to see what the makeup is looking like. I think the eyeshadow palette really came together. Still a little wonky right here, but I think this is just my eye. It has nothing to do with the palette itself. The blush is on. I think it looks good. The lippy looks good. It feels just like a stain. It feels like I have nothing on my lips. And yeah, so far I'm liking everything else. I will do my check-in in 10 hours when I get home from work. So see you then. Hey guys, so we are at the 11-hour mark, and this is what the face of makeup is looking like. I think from a distance it looks good, but up close, the skin tint has rubbed off on my chin. It's looking cakey in through here. It's not a long wearing one, and I noticed the rub off at around the 8-hour mark. So that's probably what you're going to get out of this one, 6 to 8 hours. It is a light to buildable coverage product. But you know what? I didn't do any touch-ups today, and I spent part of my morning outdoors. I ended up filming a commercial that was not in the plans today, but that's the way my job goes. Sometimes, you know, I'm on camera and I don't expect it. And, you know, it's all part of the fun of this gig that I have, and I absolutely love it. But the blush, oh my God. So I was applying it this morning. Well, you all saw me, you know, just a couple minutes ago applying the blush, and I kept putting more on because I didn't think I had enough. Well, it always turns out that way. I'm applying the blush in front of, you know, a big ring light, and I have a chandelier light going on. So there's a lot of light, and so it kind of washes it out, at least in the monitor and the mirror. So when I go out in public, when I'm, you know, looking at it in my car mirror, when I'm looking at it in the bathroom mirror at work, I'm like, oh my God, I went way too heavy with the blush, and it stayed on. So the Dior blush, where is it? I have it in here. The Dior blush is absolutely a winner. I think they're pricey, and I know there's a dupe at Target for these. I think it's MCO Beauty. I have not tried that brand yet, but I will soon. But she's pretty. She's a nice one. The shade again is shade Berry. The lipstick, I feel, is the only dud out of this Sephora haul. Get ready with me, because it was rubbed off after I ate my protein bar for breakfast. So when I was trying to reapply it, it wouldn't apply. It was like skipping, and it looked a little patchy. So I probably might even end up returning that one, unfortunately. And I had high expectations for it. But yeah, it's just a no for me. The mascara looks nice, you know, under the eye. I didn't really like the way, and
maybe this isn't the mascara's fault. Maybe it's just me because I haven't been using my Revitalash. But I don't feel like it really did a lot for my lashes. That's why I added my Shop Miss A falsies. But, you know, it didn't smudge, it didn't flake or anything like that. So I definitely think the Too Faced mascara is worth a shot. I like the Makeup by Mario bronzer. I think it's pretty. And why was I thinking it was a cream when it was really a powder? No clue, but I'm glad it's a powder. The setting spray, the powder melt setting spray, you know, I don't think it made my makeup separate. I think it went on nicely, even on top of the powder. So good job, One Size. I'll be anxious to try their new setting spray with SPF pretty soon. And I like that it is a matte, because sometimes SPF can cause our skin to get oily. And if you're a normal to oily like me, then that's the last thing you want. I already love the Huda Easy Bake powder, and the shade I got in the baby bake size is Pound Cake. I didn't have this shade, but Cherry Blossom is still my favorite shade. What else? Oh, the primer. It said new, but I think it was just the size that was new, and that's a primer that I already love, the Secure the Blur primer from One Size. The Estee Lauder concealer is nice, you know. I don't know if it's a new form. It has to be a new formula, because I know I tried an Estee Lauder full coverage concealer before and I did not like it, but this formula did a great job paired with the Easy Bake powder from Huda Beauty. So yay there. And I'm looking at everything else that I bought, and I think that was it. So didn't do any highlighter today. The eyeshadow palette, you're going to have to stay tuned for what that is, but it will be coming up really soon. It's a new release from one of your favorite indie brands, and let me tell you right now, you're going to want to save your money for the 1st of July. That's all I'm going to say. That's all the hints that I can give you. But other than that, I think I had a good makeup day. Let me know your thoughts. Have you hauled anything lately from Sephora? What do you have your eye on? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Y'all have a great day or night wherever it is y'all are at. Stay hydrated, drink that water, and I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.